Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. You may be watching this in the afternoon, so good afternoon to you. As you know, each week we try to offer some touches of information and inspiration and dialogue about what's going on in our culture during these times. And so Thursday is my chance to talk to the families of our church and those that are trying to navigate this season with their children and at home and those kind of things. So I'm going to offer some another illustration today that I think will be helpful. I would encourage you to watch Mark's prayer time from yesterday. Very powerful time of us praying and being thankful for what God's doing. And then on Tuesday, Robert's teaching on the Ahmaud Arbery situation in our land. If you haven't heard about that, you can Google it. But I would really encourage you to watch Robert's teaching on Tuesday. And then I read a children's book that was sort of in light of that too. So you can find all that on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, that kind of thing. But today I wanted to take just a second to talk about maybe a way to think about being at home with your kids this week. And this season, we missed the Derby, and us here in Kentucky and Lexington, we love the Kentucky Derby. In fact, love it so much that every year I buy the commemorative Woodford Reserve bottle. And you can see this is the 146th Derby. They had already printed these before the Derby got canceled. So I'm not drinking this yet. I'm waiting to see if it's a collector's item. But we love our horses and our thoroughbreds here in the bluegrass. And so what I thought I would do this morning is just give you a quick lessons from thoroughbreds that may help you with your kids. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm doing this over Zoom, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to show you this, and so this movie Dreamer. If you haven't seen the movie Dreamer, is a really, really good movie. Actually, my daughter Sarah was in the movie, and but Dreamer is a great picture of life in the bluegrass and about the thoroughbred. And there's a quote in the movie Dreamer that Kilcrane, the horse trainer, says about a thoroughbred. It says, "You are a great champion. When you ran, the ground shook, the sky opened, and mere mortals parted the way to victory, where you'll meet me in the winter circle, where I'll put a blanket of flowers on your back." And I wonder if we're thinking about our children like that our children or those that we lead at work or those that we're trying to lead through this situation. They're thoroughbreds who need to have that sort of empowerment done. I mean, thoroughbreds are beautiful animals. They're powerful. They're sleek. They're amazing athletes. Arguably American Pharaoh and Secretariat. So those are some of the best athletes the world has ever known. But thoroughbreds are so intense. You can't put one male thoroughbred with another male thoroughbred in a pen. And so you can see here, this is a picture of the horse farms, but each of these pens, each of these fences shows where one thoroughbred might live because he's so high strung. In fact, my barber at Lansdowne Barbershop, he has a picture of Secretariat grabbing his coat and pulling him into the pen. Pretty cool picture, but it just shows the intensity of these thoroughbreds. They're so high strung. The way the fences are curved, you may have heard this, they're curved because they're so skittish. The thoroughbreds will get backed into a corner and get freaked out and try to run through the fence. And they're just crazy animals. They're so high strung. Yet on race day, you can line 16 of them up and they'll be fine. They'll run with beauty. They'll run with grace. They'll run with power. How is that possible? How can you take a thoroughbred that can't live in a pen by himself and line them up 16 across and have them run with grace and beauty, that power, the skies open up, that kind of thing? Well, you may be thinking that about your own family right now, the children at your house. They're just crazy animals running around. They're unrestrained. How can I get them lined up, going somewhere and having an impact, doing what we need them to do? Well, there's three things that is very clear about thoroughbred racing. The first is that they have authority or leadership. You notice each of these thoroughbreds has a jockey on them. They have a bridle. They have the reins. The idea there is they're under submission. They're under leadership, good leadership that wants to harness their greatness. And so that's your role as a parent. That's you as a leader of a business. That's you as a leader of a school or organization. Is your job is to harness and bring out the best of your thoroughbreds. The second thing they have is boundaries. Now notice they have rails, and we like to, in our family, we like to talk about rails versus rules. Rules tend to hem thoroughbreds in. Rails give them opportunities to run. And what I mean by that is, if you know anything about horse racing, there are some horses and some jockeys who like to stay right up against the rail. You can see it over there. They like to stay right up against the rail. Other horses like to get out on the outside and use the full track and then dart in right at the finish line. That's okay. They stay within the boundaries. They stay within the rails. That may be what you're doing as a parent or as a leader, is trying to get your thoroughbreds to stay within the rails, but give them freedom to run however they need to on the track, because the ultimate goal is the purpose, the finish line. We have a goal in mind for these thoroughbreds. We want them to win the race. We want them to cross the finish line first. And that's always a good question to ask as a parent, as a leader of an organization or a business or a school or whatever it is. What is my purpose? What are we going towards? What are we aiming for? The old saying is, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. But these thoroughbreds run with a purpose. And that quote that I gave you there at the beginning shows that the goal is to put those roses on the back of that horse in the winner's circle. What might be that for you? And that might be something good for you as a family to talk about this season. Is what is the goal that we have for our thoroughbreds at home? What do we want them to go towards? They need some leadership. They need some bridling. They need some rails to run in, a track to run in, and then they need a goal to go forward with. So anyway, I hope that helps you a little bit today. Praying for all you parents and leaders out there as you try to corral your thoroughbreds there at home or at work, whatever it is. Just praying that God gives you the grace that you need during this season to do that. The announcements I would just say this week is just check your email. We're getting ready to think about launching back into church service together, being together in worship. And so just want to encourage you to look at your email for that. All right. Have a great day. Bye.